Wow, I cannot believe I'm finally creating this and putting it out there into the universe. I have been wanting to create some form of online content, be it a podcast or a YouTube channel, since my career started like 5+ years ago. And I never quite knew what I wanted to put out there. There's so many different interests and so many different passions, and that it was really hard to really take all that and hone it in. But I've been sitting on this idea for my podcast for, I guess, most of 2020. And this idea has stuck the most. I now realize where my passion really is. And I love taking that passion and putting it out there. I'm terrified. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. And I'm not going to stop myself from putting this content out there for you. And that's going to be the perfect segue into today's topic. So, today I want to talk about one of the biggest limiting beliefs that I had around my voice, around my value, and what I bring to the mental health community. And that limiting belief was that I felt like I had to have everything figured out before I did even the smallest thing to put myself out there. I remember when I started my own therapy, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. I have to look and see when I started with my therapist, but I've been seeing this therapist for the majority of my postgraduate life as a therapist myself. And it was the best investment and the best thing you can do for yourself as a mental health professional. I remember in early sessions talking about having these strong passions, this strong drive, and I felt frozen in that. It was so scary. It's terrifying to put yourself out there. I'm noticing, how much am I saying put yourself out there and putting this out there? This could probably be a drinking game. Don't make it a drinking game. Stay with me. And I remember my therapist saying, you think that you have to have all of your ducks in a row before you can bring any impact to a person. And I want you to start imagining having one or two ducks in a row. And I remember thinking, that sounds terrifying. I don't like that. I want to feel like I have it all together. I want to feel like I have it all figured out. And therein lied the issue. Because I believed that I had to figure it all out on my own and that I had to have it all together in order to bring any value to someone, I sold myself short. I I caused myself to take 5 years to put this out here. This limiting belief that I had to have everything figured out really came down to valuing myself and seeing my own self worth. So I made a goal in 2020 to start focusing more on my other passions outside of one on one therapy services. I really felt like I had that down. I was a licensed marriage and family therapist last year, and I was well on my way to finishing my postgraduate internship hours for my licensed professional counseling certificate license. Yep, license. I was well on my way to that, and I really felt confident in knowing who I am as a therapist and what I bring to the table for those clients. So it felt fitting to start focusing on the other avenues, the other goals and dreams that I had for myself. One of which was to open a co working space for mental health professionals. All mental health professionals, any helpers or healers that had the same vision and dream that I do, that collective care means having a strong collective community of mental health entrepreneurs. Then COVID-19 happened, the world shut down, and I had to move to telehealth. And I realized that it was going to be a long while before it would make sense to open up my own space, to create that building, that vision, that dream that I had. And so I decided to focus on creating that community online. Just because I can't open a space doesn't mean I can't still have an online space for mental health entrepreneurs. And I also wanted to start dabbing into passive income. And by that, I mean income that I could bring in without having to be one on one with someone or without even having to be present at all. So we'll have a whole nother episode, if not multiple, on that. But I switched gears and moved into that. And I've spent all of 2020 investing my time, my energy, investing all of me into this. And I feel like I've learned so much. But within that, I thought I first was going to create a space for just mental health in general, for anyone and everyone who wanted to address their own mental health goals, especially for people of color. And again, I plan to speak more on that in the future. I want to talk about everything in episode 1, and I just can't. But when I was on that journey, I did some market research, and I realized that the majority of the people who were responding to my market research, who I was hopping on calls with and learning more from, were therapists. And I realized that I was back in that limiting belief where I only have one duck in the row. There's no way I can start consulting other people who want a more robust career, who want passive income, who want to learn how to market better and smarter. And I didn't feel like I was qualified to help them. And I really had to unpack that and realize just because I don't know steps 1 through 100, I do know steps 1 through 10. And I am doing you a disservice by holding myself back because I want to wait until I know steps 10 through 100. And instead of doing that, I want to walk with you as you figure out step 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. And by the time we get there, I'm going to probably be into steps 10 through 20 and ready to teach you that. And I realized I've got to just jump in. I've got to just hold my breath, close my eyes, and jump. And there's so much excitement and adrenaline happening right now. I have so many things in my head that I'm just ready to share. I want to support you. I want to help you as you navigate this career because it's weird and it's the wild, wild west, and there's so many things you can do with what you know. And I want to help you figure that out and create it. I want to help you create it even if you only have 1 or 2 ducks in a row. I want to help you build that confidence that no one can shake no matter what. And it's exciting. It's exciting to have already told this to a few people, to my peers that I'm close enough with that I can be vulnerable and share and not be afraid. And even in that, even when they would ask, what do you mean you're doing a business course? What are you learning? And I'd be like, don't worry about it. I don't want to tell you. Get the limelight off me. Even in those moments, I felt that fear, that anxiety, and that feeling of, no, don't look yet. I don't have enough ducks in a row. And I had to push myself to just say it and remind myself that it doesn't matter. this is a friend. This is someone who's just being curious. And so I shared, this is what I'm learning. This is what I hope to do with it. This is what I see for the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years of my career. I have dreamed about this for so long now. I could go back to old journals and see just chicken scratching some of these goals and these ideas. My passion mostly lies in serving the mental health community, especially entrepreneurs, those who have goals or visions of private practice, of multiple streams of income, of multiple ways of people accessing your services, your skill. If you've ever thought, I hope to teach one day, I hope to do webinars, I hope to supervise, I hope to have a retreat center, anything beyond just that one on one therapy service, that's exactly what I'm here for, is to help you take that vision and make it reality. And I believe that we all can do it. I want to serve women in this field. I want to serve women of color in this field. And that includes trans women, that includes non binary identifying folks. I want to help those who have a unique voice. And I'm so excited to cheer you on, encourage you, and hopefully teach you a thing or two so that, all right, I am going to pause here because otherwise I'm just going to go into so many topics and so many things, and I don't want this to feel too much like you're drinking from a fire hose. So what can you expect from this podcast? We're going to be talking about anything and everything that I have learned, that I'm learning, and that I hope to learn. And that includes not only business tips and marketing tips, but also how to take care of yourself as an entrepreneur through this journey, because it is not easy. And I don't like the phrase, it's lonely at the top. No, we need to get rid of that. And I believe that abundance is what's going to bring our success. If we channel each other's energy, each other's motivation and successes and inspiration, we will be unstoppable. I'm so thrilled. All right, so we're going to talk about so much more in future episodes. Please be sure to subscribe. I am going to put this podcast on any and every platform that I can, both as an audio and visual podcast. So I'm going to be putting it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and anywhere else. And I'm also going to be putting these episodes on YouTube. So if you want to see me and be in community with me in that way, you can. Or if you want to listen and have me along your commute or while you're cleaning up around the house, perfect. Love it all. But make sure you subscribe so that you are notified when I put out a new episode. I plan to put them out weekly, and I think it's going to be great. You can also follow my social media accounts. I am on Instagram, which I link to Twitter and Facebook. My accounts are laurenspalding.co. And then on Twitter, since you can't have the dot, just go ahead and remove it and you'll find me. And I'm still navigating what to do with my hands as I record. If you're seeing me on YouTube, you're seeing lots of hand gestures. Yeah. Okay. I'm really bad at goodbyes. That's why I have a pre-recorded outro, but I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. All right. That is all I'm going to say, and I will see you next time. Later, friends.